The parable of the prodigal son is not a good lesson about a loving father who was so grateful his wayward son has returned. It is a lesson on how people behave when they are desperate. The son ran out of money. He no longer had power. So what did he do? He went back to the one who had it. What would have happened if he had had infinite money, huh? What would have been his way back toward righteousness? The loyal son had every right to be upset. Granted, the father did tell him that everything he had was his. So it is not as though the wayward son was going to be in the same position as he had been before. There were consequences, and he most probably had to serve the loyal brother for the rest of his life. Not everyone gets to make mistakes and have a safe haven to return to. Most people would have been stuck eating pig's food. So what is the lesson here? A demotion? So what? Less responsibility. Yay! He will always have his lewd memories and the reminder that he should have managed his money more wisely. Other than that, what? Okay, the lesson is about the father, not the son. The only focus should be on the character of the betrayed father, the father who only wanted his kid to be okay and who greatly rejoiced upon his return. However, the father's love was conditional. It was not dependent on the son being perfect, but on his choosing to remain in his presence and being willing to submit to his will, especially since the son had now seen what happened when he was no longer under his father's wings. The son's life outside his father's presence, the relationships he had, were also conditional on his having money. Not one person, not even one, was there for him in his time of need. Ergo, even if he had had infinite money, his way back toward righteousness would have been the eventual realization of the emptiness of such relationships and pleasurable endeavors. Circumstances merely sped up the process. They made him realize the error of his ways before it was too late. As Paul stated, I have decided to turn such a person over to Satan for the destruction of his body, so that his spirit may be saved on the day of the Lord. Now, if the son had not returned and had met a worse fate, would the father have been responsible? He obviously knew the son was making a foolish decision. He probably knew the son had absolutely no intention of doing good with his inheritance. Did he take a gamble? Did he realize he would probably never see his son again? Why would a responsible person, as he seemed to be, give such power to an irresponsible one? We get rid of the drug dealers, not the junkies. Woe to the world because of its stumbling blocks. For it is inevitable that stumbling blocks come, but woe to the person through whom the stumbling block comes. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today, that I have placed before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. So choose life in order that you may live, you and your descendants. The son and his sinful desires were his own stumbling blocks. The inheritance was rightfully his, he chose what to do with it. A store cannot be blamed for selling tools that are later used in a murder. Just like the tools, the money could have been used for good or for evil, life or death. Still, the father probably knew his exact intentions. Therefore, let this be a lesson to you all: if you choose to be with the devil will devour you. And the Lord said, I will have no pity nor will I spare you. I will repay you according to your ways, while your abominations are in your midst, then you will know that I, the Lord, am striking.